Well, hello CiBillions. Welcome back to our channel. And today we will be continuing with our Good to Great series. And today we will be talking about the flywheel and the doom loop. Now imagine a huge and heavy flywheel, a massive metal disc which is mounted on an axle, about 30 feet in diameter, 2 feet thick and weighing about 5,000 pounds. Now imagine that your task is to get the flywheel rotating on the axle as fast as possible and for as long as possible. Now you need Herculean effort even if you want to move it an inch, but you keep pushing, and after 2 or 3 hours of persistent and continuous effort, you get the flywheel to complete its first turn. You keep on pushing and the flywheel begins to move a bit faster with the continued great effort, and you move it around a second rotation. You keep pushing and then the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh and even the eighth one, and the flywheel keeps on building momentum. Now you keep pushing and 11, 12, 13 and now it moves faster and faster with each and every turn. Then at some point you get a massive breakthrough. The momentum kicks in your favor and now its own heavy weight is working for you. You are pushing no harder than the first rotation, but the flywheel goes faster and faster with each and every turn. Your efforts have compounded and the huge heavy disc is unstoppable. Now if someone asked you, what was the one big push that caused this thing to go so fast? You won't be able to answer, as this is a really stupid question. Was it the first push? Was it the fifth one? Or maybe the 100th one? Now the correct answer to this question is that it was all of them together in an overall accumulation of combined effort applied in a consistent direction. Some pushes might have been bigger than others, but any single push, no matter how large, reflects only a small portion of the entire cumulative effect upon the flywheel. Now what we just described is the actual process of the good to great transformation. The good to great transformations never happen in a single stroke. They happen by consistently applying effort over a long period of time. But before we further explain you this topic, we would like to tell you that this is a channel of the entrepreneurs, by the entrepreneurs and for the entrepreneurs. And since we are aiming to be the #1 entrepreneurship channel in India, so please help us by subscribing and share our content with your friends and family to educate them further on the topic of business and entrepreneurship. And do follow us on Instagram. Our community of like-minded people is growing bigger day by day. And now we come back to our topic. Now, no matter how good the results are, there was no single defining action, no grand program, no one killer innovation, no solitary luck break or some overnight magical revolution. A good to great transformation is a cumulative process that comes through step by step, action by action, decision by decision, turn by turn, that adds up to great results. But if you follow the media on a regular basis, you might think that it was a stroke of luck, as the media doesn't cover the story of a company until and unless the flywheel is already turning at about 1,000 rotations per minute. And this can mislead us and make us think that the transformations happen overnight, where they jumped right through breakthrough by some magical power. Now the researchers found that the media ignored many companies that went through successful good to great transformations and didn't write any article on them until and unless they started to make some noise. The media went crazy and covered each and every move of these companies by writing hundreds of articles about them, but this was only after they started showing impressive results, not before. Now, to give you an example, Nucor was a steel company which began its transformation in 1965, but for 10 long years no one paid any attention to them, and after 3 more years the first major article was written about them in 1978. Now, to put things in perspective, picture an egg just sitting there. No one pays it much attention until one day the egg cracks open and out jumps chicken. Now you can say that there is a stunning transformation of the egg to a chicken, as if the egg is a Pokemon, turning it into a better version of itself, but it's not. While the world was ignoring the simple small egg, the chicken inside was slowly evolving, growing, developing and incubating. From the chicken's point of view, cracking the egg is simply one more step in the long chain of steps leading up to that moment where it becomes a chicken. Same is the case with good to great companies. From the outside they look like dramatic and drastic, but from the inside they feel completely different to the people working on it. For them it's more like an organic growth where you slowly evolve into a better version of yourself. Hence there is no secret formula where you can turn a company overnight. You need a gradual process that has to be performed in a consistent direction for an extended period of time. There was one more finding that was really interesting and elaborated, that none of the good to great companies had the luxury of any circumstances, meaning that each and every good to great company faced their own serious challenges that had the potential to stop them from becoming great. But despite all the obstacles and odds, these good to great companies implemented and executed their plans with consistency and discipline in order to become great one day. On the other hand, comparison companies were never able to create momentum as they were too busy lurching back and forth into new ventures and strategies. They never tried to figure out their own unique hedgehog concept and did course correction whenever possible. This in turn caused changing their plans too many times in a very short span. Had they paused, thought for a while, and then proceeded with a solid plan, they could have been as successful as a good to great company. Now, to sum it up, we can say that there is no single stroke of solution that will bring great results for your company. It's only a small step by step process by which you can conquer the world. Although, doing this, you also need to show immense courage along with discipline and consistency for an extended period of time to achieve something great. Now, to put things in perspective, think of Marvel movies. What was the most important Marvel movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe franchise leading up to Avengers Endgame? Was it the Iron Man? Was it Captain America? Was it Thor? Or was it Hulk? Now the correct answer is none of it, as each and every Marvel movie had its own unique plot which helped in connecting the storylines and took the Marvel Cinematic Universe franchise one step forward with every major release. And if Marvel can save humanity with the help of Avengers by snapping the finger and defeating the Mad Titan, then you can too. Never lose hope and keep on working until and unless you gain enough momentum for a successful breakthrough. Now this was the concept of the flywheel and the doom loop. For the successful companies, it was the flywheel, and for the not so successful companies, it was the doom loop where they were doomed to fail. And thank you for being with us until the end, and we'll meet you in the next one. Thank you.